Okay, so you're new to this game called Rocket League. Maybe you've been watching this guy, Squishy Muffins, and you think that it's possible this game isn't quite as hard as it looks. Maybe you even think there's something like an aerial button. Yes, people actually have wondered this. So you buy yourself a copy and you sit down and you jump right in. You're all excited. And what's the first thing that you realize? Well, it's that you suck. It's obvious from the start. You can barely hit the ball, most likely. You can barely keep track of it, as most people don't even know there's a ball cam. Literally a camera setting of sorts that just sticks to the ball. But you also realize something else. You're starting to get addicted, in spite of the fact that you still suck. So you keep playing just because it's fun. You keep going, you keep improving, and before long, the competitive nature of Rocket League starts to take over and you're a complete sweaty tryhard. And you'll also realize that your teammates are the ones holding you back, except they're not because you still suck. But now what you're doing wrong isn't as obvious as it was when you first started, when your main problem was that you literally couldn't hit the ball. Now you're doing things, but you don't know what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right. You're just kind of doing stuff. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that you're probably making if you're somewhat new to Rocket League that are probably holding you back, and you didn't realize they were holding you back. Now, before we jump in, if you're looking to really improve, I have a Rocket League Mechanics Master Course, and in that course, I sort of set forth the idea that, in my opinion, the single best way to improve is to focus on mechanics, and so I go through virtually all of the mechanics that you can do in Rocket League. I show you how to do them, and yeah, this is going to be huge for you. This could be super helpful for you if you're a newer player, even if you're, say, like a diamond level player or something like that. This could be a really good resource. And if you use code FLuuMP when you purchase it, you can get 30% off. So click on the link in the description below to get that course, and remember to use the code FLuuMP so that you get 30% off, because you deserve to get it at a nice little discount. It's not that expensive in the first place, but 30% does help. All right, let's jump in. So the first one on my list is basically ball, and more ball. You see the ball and you go for it. That's what you do because you're a ball chaser. You're the best player on the field, and that ball belongs to you. You're really the only person that's going to be able to do anything useful with the ball, and you know that. Your mechanical abilities eclipse everyone else's on the field. Your teammates are bad, or your teammate is bad, and the only way that you're gonna win is if you carry. It is entirely up to you to go hit the ball a lot. Now, this mentality is entirely false and incredibly toxic, not only because it's actually toxic to your teammates and it's going to get you, flamed in chat, but also because it's detrimental to your improvement. Rocket League really is a team game. You have to work together. And if you think that way, like if you think in terms of being a ball chaser, it's just not going to work out. You know the phrase, there's no I in team. You've probably heard that for a reason, because it's true. Why even play with a teammate if you're just going to screw them over the whole game? At that point, you might as well just go play once. But if you have teammates, you have to learn to take advantage of that. You have to use them and don't actively fight against them. You have to think selflessly in Rocket League. So your goal is to make your teammates' games as easy as possible, and that should really be your goal. You want this game to be the easiest game that your teammate has ever played because you are making the right decisions, you're playing smart, and you're going for balls only when you need to go for them, and you're trusting them. You don't want your teammate to be nervous to go for every ball because they don't know whether you're also going to be flying up for it like in full ape mode. There are probably lots of times that your teammate could actually have a much better touch than you, and odds are they're probably not that much worse than you if they're at the same rank as you. They probably have almost the same or potentially better mechanical skill. But a lot of times I feel like we think for some reason that our mechanics are just so much better than everyone else on the field. That just, comes from you've put in a lot of hours, you've improved a lot, but so has everybody else. So when you're doing this, you're really just screwing your team over in the process. So go back into your replays and try to watch from some of your teammates' perspectives and see how many times you're stealing the ball from your teammate. Think about it when you're watching as if you're him and see how often he prepares himself to make a play only to be completely wrecked by his own teammate. I bet it happens quite a bit if you're a somewhat newer player. All right, the second thing has to do with boost and the fact that you're probably using and wasting way too much boost. The only thing for you that you love more than the ball is that beautiful boost. I mean, look at it. It's so shiny. Believe me, I know. I understand. It's so beautiful. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. This is kind of two things in one because you're talking yourself out of the play going for these big boosts. I just know you are. I still do it sometimes, but we don't have to do this. The small pads are more than enough often to get you by and get you to any ball that you need to while still staying in good position. I mean, if you have 30, 40 boost, there really isn't a shot for the most part, unless you're doing like quadruple flip resets. Even then, you can do a nice flip reset goal off the wall with like 40, 50 boost. So stop freaking out when you have 45 boost and hightailing it back to your net in your back corner and destroying every ounce of pressure that you spent however much time building up, all because that boost was shiny and you want to go fast. And the second part to this is that the boost that you already have, you're actually wasting it in the process of going and getting other boost pads or, boost canisters. When you're using your boost, you should be thinking about what you're using that boost for. What are you doing with it? Because more often than not, I'm sure you're using boost that is going absolutely nowhere. Like literally using boost to get more boost and not helping you out in the slightest, and it's just being thrown away. Who knows how many times the boost that you've thrown away for absolutely nothing prevented you from making a play that ended up presenting itself later on. Like if you had just been up there in position, you could have done something. I'm sure you're just puttering around the field, tapping your boost, wasting it, when you could just be flipping often or wave dashing. And that's another thing to think about. You can actually get to max speed by using little bits of boost, but also dodging at the right times. Speed doesn't come from you pulling tape over the boost button. Speed comes from positioning, having the right reads, and really preserving your momentum. So learn this little trick where all you have to do is basically just a little bit of boost and a front flip. That'll get you supersonic, and you don't need to hold the boost down the whole time. So resource management is actually a key part to Rocket League that most people don't know how to use effectively. Don't just use your boost aimlessly. Actually think about where it's going and how you're using it, and save that precious, beautiful, shiny boost. Oh, it's just so beautiful. What am I saying? Just go get more of it. Okay, the third thing we're going to look at is double committing. So you're a ball chaser, and often what that leads to is double committing. Now, little quiz for you. Do you know what net is the easiest to score on? It's a net with no defenders. And what net has no defenders? You guessed it, your net. Why does your net have no defenders? Because you go for every ball that your teammate also goes for, and you're not paying attention to whether or not they're going. So if you were listening, you'll remember what I said earlier. Rocket League is a team game. I know the ball is very cool, but the ball isn't going to trick you. It's not going to do anything to surprise you. The ball isn't going to come running up to you and knock your lunch tray out of your hands. You know what it's going to do. But the players, they really are the unknown in Rocket League. They're going to do things that you don't expect, that you aren't prepared for. They're the ones that you have to keep your eyes on. The opponents are going to be actively trying to deceive you, and your teammates, they're also probably somewhat dumb, and they'll also accidentally deceive you. So even if it is your ball, your teammate could be thinking the same thing and could be going with you. So you have to be aware, you have to be paying attention to where they're at and what it looks like they're doing. They are going to be easier to read than your opponents most of the time. So if you're paying attention, it should be easy to know what they're doing. So if they're going to go for a ball or it looks like they're going to, just cut your losses, let them go. It's all good. Even if you feel like you could have done something awesome, odds are you probably would have screwed it up anyways. All right, the fourth thing that I want to look at is something that happens, I don't know, maybe like around Platinum or something, and it's where people just only play ranked. And Rocket League is a competitive game, and often you can find yourself only ever wanting to play games, grinding for that next emblem that strokes your ego. Ranked will make you better, it's true, but you cannot only play ranked. You should be doing other things to supplement your game and to help you rank up faster. So the question is, do you train? Let's say your striking is weak. Just go into the right training pack or, the many right training packs and work on your striking. How often do you go into free play and mess around and work on different types of shots or power shots or just speed on the field or wave dashes or half flips or whatever mechanic you're trying to master? In my opinion, you should always be trying to master something new in Rocket League, and I've actually found that I personally enjoy this more than just playing ranked anymore. Like, I like to just go into free play, and if you follow me on Instagram, all I do is post like clips of me trying to do random stuff in free play. Now, I'm probably too far on that spectrum, but you do have to learn to love training. Now, in ranked matches, especially 2s and 3s, you really don't get that much direct time with the ball. And that makes a ball chaser like you probably sad. So in free play, you could finally have that quality alone time with the ball. Just you and the ball and your wildest dreams. No opponents, no teammates, no one that can stand between you and your beautiful ball. And you have unlimited boost, so that's awesome. Now, if you're on PC, you can even try some of the workshop maps, and there's a ton of amazing ones, stuff like the dribbling challenge and the aerial maps. These will all help you improve your mechanics a ton, and they are actually pretty fun to do on their own. Don't even be afraid to go into casual every now and then. Sometimes it's nice to play without the pressure, and it can also be useful for practicing stuff that you're not good at. Like if you go into just unranked ones and work on, specific flicks or power shots, or, work on your defense or whatever it may be. Ranked is not the only place to improve. All right, the last one on our list is really important. Don't sleep on this one. I'm sure you've heard it before, but I guess I never really got it until I started to get it. And that is that you shouldn't play too cautious. Now, this may seem like it's conflicting with what I've been saying earlier about ball chasing. I'm not talking about ball chasing. This is a little different. People ask if there's a secret to Rocket League, and there really isn't, in essence, a secret, but at the same time, there kind of is, and that is confidence. Rocket League is a game entirely based around confidence. You have to trust yourself. You have to push yourself. Don't be scared to try new things. Don't let the fear of losing, that cute little emblem, whatever it may be, maybe it's Diamond or even Grand Champ. Don't let that deter you from truly improving. There should be a switch in your head that says go or don't go. And you have to stop hesitating. You have to make your decision, trust your instincts, and if you've decided to go, then just go. Don't just sit there wiggling your wheels back and forth and hesitating and being afraid to go. You have to trust yourself, and you just gotta Shia LaBeouf it. You just gotta do it. And watch out for, being complacent. It's really easy to fall into a sort of autopilot mode where you're just doing the same things over and over again, not really thinking about what you're doing or what you should be doing to improve. And it's okay if you mess up, it's okay if you screw up. That's how you learn to really hone that switch in your head that says when it's right or wrong. If you mess up, then your brain learns, oh, that really wasn't the right time to go, and you'll learn to have better self-control. All right, so there we have it. 5 mistakes that most beginners in Rocket League are making, and that you might even be making as well, even if you aren't a beginner. Again, if you guys want to learn more and really improve, check out my Rocket League mechanics course that I've linked in the description. Use code FLuuMP for 30% off, and have fun out there. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
No.